I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I'm on it.
Hey, Freak Show! You're going nowhere!
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Welcome back, kids and coaches, to another episode of West of Nowhere. I am Blue Steel.
And I am back from saving the Dolphins.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's
that's
obviously why I couldn't be here.
Yeah. What else would you be doing other than humanitarian? Oh, wait, not humanitarian. Dolphintarian work?
Marine biology work?
Yeah.
Nah, sure. I don't
Were
know
you
what
one of
call
those
it.
kids that wanted to be a marine biologist when you were a kid?
Never.
Yeah, okay, me neither. I just want to make sure you were normal.
I wanted to be a wizard, Harry. God.
Oh, all right. Well, welcome back. Thanks for saving all the dolphins, or having sex with them. Probably is what you were actually doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I knew it.
I mean, they were having sex with me, you know.
Well, they do. Dolphins do be raping people. That's not a joke.
I know.
That's real life. Oh man, I remember. This is a fucked up joke that I made one time, but whatever. So you remember Brock Turner, that swimmer dude who
Yeah.
raped some lady, and the judge was like, "I don't want to hurt your future. 6 months."
Yeah.
Well, shortly thereafter, I found out. Well, I knew that dolphins were kind of rapers, and so I had just made a joke about Brock Turner being a dolphin because he swims and he's a raper.
Yeah.
So, and I don't really understand how that would really upset anybody because it's true on both accounts. So,
Right.
unless you like really love dolphins, in which case, get a better animal because they rape people. So, figure that one out. Don't come at me, man.
Yeah, you got to pick a better spirit animal if your spirit animal was a rapist.
Yeah. Also, you can't really say spirit animal because that's what is it? It's like cultural appropriation because
Really?
only Native Americans are the only ones to ever have spirit animals in the history of the world.
Yeah.
I fucking hate people is the bottom line. But like that's because it was attributed to Native Americans, and they're like, well, you're not even native. I'm like, bro, like all of the European tribal, like Gaelic and Celtic, all these fucking people all had animals that they deemed important to their specific, like, their lives.
Yeah.
Like, you can go back in history and find examples of certain people who are like, oh, this guy, like, I did a report on this dude who was like a Norwegian, like, army leader guy, and obviously Norwegian, like, ravens, that's kind of like hand in hand, right? But he had a banner that he was prophesized to bring into battle, and if he didn't bring the banner, he was gonna die.
Yeah.
Sure as shit, the only time he didn't bring his raven banner, he fucking died. And it's like, he was white. So, I don't know. Whatever that means. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah. These next people definitely have spirit animals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tony Burgess, Adam Pacino, Sam Norton. What'd you do last week? Natalie Tacarante.
Natalie Tacarante.
Dude, I laughed so hard when you did that. Mark Stadler, our master of media, Kylie Gangwish, Colton Zammersla, and then, of course, Jeremy Brazzers. The coupon code for the Brazzers website's running out, people, so if you don't get in there and use it, you're going to miss out.
Limited availability. Dude, Kylie's memes after this last week are on fucking point as per usual, but god damn it, that one of Pablo Escobar, like lonely Pablo Escobar.
Yeah.
I laughed for a solid 5 minutes after seeing that. I'm like, yep, that's how I felt.
Yeah.
It's so weird, like, And I've done it before, like the show before by myself, but
Yeah.
it is very weird after having not done it by myself for so long to like try and get back in that groove. And I think I think what I just need to do is come up with a little more organized method.
You
Instead of-
organized? What?
Yeah, I know that's the tricky part. But like if I come up with a little more organized method, it'll flow a lot better instead of me doing my normal thing, but instead of waiting for a reaction, I just move on.
Instead of waiting for me to make some kind of weird comment.
Yeah, I also had decided that I'm just gonna clip a bunch of your reactions for when you're gone and make a soundboard. so
The comments on the comments on YouTube be so terrible. They're like, "Yo, this dude Shane doesn't fucking ever pay attention. He just
it'd be great. Oh man. Oh, speaking of comments on YouTube, we got quite a few.
Really?
Quite a few, yeah, which I'm surprised by because it was just me, but maybe it's just a lot of moral support. So Kylie had a couple, and one that I really liked was that she commented on how bananas Dennis Rodman's inner circle is, which is 100% true. Hangs out with Kim Jong-un, apparently is friends with Putin, hung out with Trump quite a few times. Like, I don't really understand that guy. He's kind of an enigma, you know?
Yeah. Well, he's very much like a fringe like personality.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. He always has been too. Like if did you watch The Last Dance on Netflix?
I have not watched it.
So it's just a documentary that encompasses the last season that all of the main Bulls players were together with their coach,
Yeah.
and fucking Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen's stories about having to like track down Dennis Rodman when they're like in Vegas and shit. Like, holy shit. Like, how can you be on a team that is just so dominant and just fly off the handle and like people don't even know where you are? Granted, this is the age before like iPhones in your pocket everywhere you go, but still, like, you're kind of a big deal. Literally size-wise and, personality and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't just go missing. So, it's very funny to just, like, listen to the stories. Like, yeah, we had to drag him out of a casino at 3 a.m.
The script for The Hangover, the first one, was based off of his life.
100% has to be. They're like, we were going to make a Dennis Rodman biopic, but then we just decided that this would be way more entertaining. So yeah, I like that comment. And then Pantera Girl went hard on all of the things, but she did say she felt abandoned by you, so way to go. Upsetting
Don't worry.
fucking fan base.
Dad came back from the store with cigarettes, all right?
Then she also said something about the Rodman story where he's a very cool, slick dude, which I don't know what that means, but she says, who knows, maybe he can get it done. And update, he has decided he's not gonna help anymore, so so that lasted a whole, half a week, but pretty exciting. And then also she said she's not going to comment on Trump, but did everybody get out and vote yesterday? Which I didn't know we were supposed to. I thought it was November always, even in midterms, but maybe maybe not. Starting to realize maybe I'm not the best adult all the time.
Right? Yeah.
And then lots of congrats from all the people on my solo episode. So maybe I don't need you. No, JK. I was very lonely. I felt very sad. Christina says, good job on the solo flight. I've been enjoying the podcast in Russian accent. Much entertained, much informed, which I agree. Because I did quite a bit of Russian accents last week.
Okay.
Which, I got to bust out something. If I'm going to be talking, I can't do this voice all the time. Like, I got to get the other voices out. Which makes me sound schizophrenic, but yeah.
Since you were clipping stuff, you should have like clipped in spots of you talking regular, like in a different shirt, talking to yourself and who was talking in Russian, just back and
You
forth.
know how much fucking work that. Like, Levi, you've been up for 3 days straight. What are you doing? Editing the podcast. I'm almost done with the first 5 minutes.
I'm talking to myself.
Like, I see those videos on like Joe Rogan shares them every now and then where people like fan edits, like they edit him talking to himself or some shit.
Yeah.
And those always crack me up. One of my favorites that people do of his is he had Danica Patrick, you know, the
Yeah.
race car driver,
Mhm.
had her on, and there's a brief part of their conversation where she asks something about men, like what people don't understand about men, and then people just fucking edit the most ridiculous things that he's done into that. So
Oh,
it's just like, what do people not understand about it? And then like just angry gorilla noises, or like there's one that my favorite is cheeseburgers. Because it's from one where he's just stoned out of his mind.
Yeah.
It's the best.
I always love the memes where like someone's like, you know, I don't know specifically, but no matter what, the response is Joe Rogan going, "Have you tried DMT?" Like,
Yeah.
have
Oh,
you
yeah.
ever done DMT?
Oh man, those memes were great for a while. I made one that I was like pretty proud of and never went anywhere, which I'm a little sad by. But
That's because
he
Kylie didn't make it.
probably he had posted a picture of Marshall, his dog, with headphones on, like paws up on the desk, like he
Yeah.
was being interviewed. And I had flipped it so it looked like he was conducting the interview, and then I put Bill Burr on the other side. I had this conversation, like Bill Burr's like, "Oh, well, that's why I decided to become get my pilot's license," and then Marshall's like, "That's crazy, man. You ever tried doggy treats?" I was like, "That's pretty adorable," but didn't everybody think so? So whatever. Anyway, so football season's back.
Yeah.
Nebraska disappointed me once again, so whatever.
Yeah.
They got to play in Ireland, which was pretty cool, though.
Yeah. I've
College
seen that you
football in
shared that.
Ireland.
Yeah.
And really fun. I had some friends that went, and the internet server for the cash out machines broke. So they were just like, "Fuck it, free beer." Which, if that's not the most Irish thing to ever happen, like free beer because it's more convenient that way than just charging people cash, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, fuck it. Man, it was great. They had one of those beer snakes. Like, remember that one XFL game where they
Yeah.
had that huge beer snake? They had one just like that, right by where my friends are sitting, which was pretty cool. So yeah, I'm glad that like college football's trying to do more shit like that. And then pro, I think they're playing in Germany this year. Somebody is,
Okay.
which will be pretty sweet. So they already played in England a couple times, the last few seasons, and then I believe Germany, maybe not Germany anymore. I don't know. It's kind of you start to slide over that eastern side of Europe. It's getting a little weird. So
Yeah.
maybe, but
Yeah,
and then
dude.
Mexico City, right? They played Mexico City too.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. And they played in France last season, right? Was it France?
I don't know.
They have an American
A
football league,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you brought up the fact that like teams like that sports are like doing trying to like branch out in other countries, because the ACL, which is the American Cornhole League, they just had their very first I got to work it in, you know.
Yeah.
They just had their first European Open.
Yeah.
So it was America, France, Germany. I think that's it. I think it was just those three. But
Yeah.
it was still pretty cool to see like other countries playing, because like the big push for the ACL is they want 500,000 people playing, and they want it played in 50 countries, and then they're going to try to submit it for an Olympics game.
Oh.
You know how wild that would be to see just
Well,
like a
why
bunch of
fucking
countries.
not, dude?
Yeah.
You know? Like, we have curling. Fucking put cornhole in there. Like, you know?
Yeah. I'm excited. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I would get pumped to watch the Olympics just to watch cornhole being played like by the entire world. That'd be nuts.
I think so. It's going to be the Chiefs and the Bears in Germany.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, that just says broadcast games in Germany. What the fuck, man? I don't know. I saw a thing in February, and maybe it's changed by now because of Russia, but I don't know. Anyways, maybe they're gonna do it. I don't know, but I'm ready for what pro starts not next week, but the week after.
Yeah, the week after.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see Ben Baker. Baker Mayfield play for the Panthers, you know, because he's going to start out there now.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He's going to start in Carolina.
Got out. Fuck.
I mean, even if he wasn't going to start at first, like old Sam Darnold got hurt this past weekend in the preseason.
That's right. Sam Darnold got hurt, and then, who's that one with the hot mom? The Jets quarterback.
That really narrows it down.
Yeah, his mom is crazy hot. Like it was meme worthy. Like people were obsessed. I can't remember what his name is anymore, but anyway, just type in football player with a hot mom, and I'm sure you'll find it.
Bet I'm doing it right now.
While you're looking that up, let's take it down a notch with some not so great news for some NFL people. Bills release punter Matt Araiza after a allegation from his days at San Diego State University came in with a lawsuit involving him in a gang rape of a teenager last fall.
Ugh.
So not good. Literally just he was just signed not that long ago. He's a rookie punter, so he didn't even make it into the fucking actual season yet. So that's not great. I had made the comment off air, like, of course he was at San Diego State, because that's like a very party school, big party place, and like I feel every so often you just get those stories out of places like that or like Arizona State's probably another one where maybe it's all the state schools. Maybe is it just state schools that party hard? Is that the thing?
Dude, I didn't even
statistics on that.
I didn't even know that was a thing. But I mean, you know, they got to have something, right? Because they're not big schools, they're state schools. To be like, come here, we fucking party.
We party hard, dude.
We fucking party.
You're gonna get arrested. Let's go. What?
I don't think gang rape is ever in the description, but you know.
It's not in the pamphlets,
right? Yeah.
I would hope not. Bill Cosby University, maybe. So.
Hey, he was acquitted. All right.
He was. Oh, fuck. That's a shit show. We're not even. Get me all riled up.
By the way,
oh boy,
that dude's name is Zach Fisher or Zach Wait, fuck, I had it.
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson.
Yeah, his mom, big fan. So Zach Wilson's mom, you're allowed to come on the podcast.
Dude, you can come on something, you know.
Jesus Christ. So dumb. So yeah, obviously you want to give due process to this dude, but like I think in this, not even in this day and age, but I think it's just a smart move to, especially in something like the NFL, like, hey, we're releasing you from your contract because there's some fucking sketchy shit. So once you get that cleared up, you can come back, whatever. But until then, probably not.
But I also think the flip side of that, man, like I think we're because like if he did it, then fuck him, right? You know.
Yeah.
But if he didn't, like I feel like it's a very like it could end up being like a Johnny Depp situation. Obviously not that extreme, but like I feel like people just go, "Oh, you're accused, fuck off,"
right?
You know, and then whenever it's like, oh, you know, if he like didn't do it, then the team's just like, oh well, you know how it is. Like we just gotta let you go. I think you kind of just gotta be like, there's got to be a different way to just go like, all right, look, you're fucking benched. There's got to be like I understand like that morality clause is like why they were able to release him.
Yeah,
but there should be like
the other part of it is like, okay, you run a company and you have a dude on there who you just fucking hired.
Right.
And then like 3 months later, you find out that he's in a lawsuit involving him and some other people with a like with this kind of like connotation. Like I would let him go. I'm
Okay.
like, you know what? You just got here. Like,
You're not worth it. Yeah.
yeah, I can pick up a fucking punter off of free agency. Like, there's punters. They're around. You know. I don't know.
I get it.
I was gonna say something else and I forgot. Yep, it's gone now.
Yep. Must not been. It was probably a lie.
Yeah, probably. That's how I do. Would you like to hear Levi's Facebook anarchy from this last week?
Yeah. Oh, you just like start a fight with someone in the comments.
100%. So my local news, for some reason, likes to post things that get people all riled up every
Yeah.
time. So I like to go in there and just like give people shit because it's fun and they're dumb. So, so they posted this thing where there's a radio interview that somebody did in the state and had called out my local public school system, Kearney Public School. Shout out, what's up? And had talked about the involvement of these books that are like pretty aggressive and very not school appropriate type of things, and it's just like in the same curve of like everything where a lot of anything geared towards LGBTQ or that kind of thing has just been demonized relatively quickly, in like these very ultra conservative areas.
Yeah.
And so naturally you have a book that talks about gay people and not negatively in the middle of Nebraska, you're probably going to have a bad time. But this, I don't even know who this person is that had the original interview, but they, the superintendent of the school system had replied basically and was like, yeah, we don't have the books that you're really upset about, and the only book that you're kind of upset about is in the library available for checkout, but it's not like mandated reading or anything, right?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the general theme of this, right? And so I was like, or because the title says Omaha radio interview sets off firestorm for Kearney Public Schools, and I said, or people could stop being so sensitive and let books not hurt your feelings. Let's see, I flipped their argument on them. Now they're the sensitive ones, and they're the ones with hurt feelings.
Yeah.
Buckle up. There's this guy named Chuck comes in hot. he said, or stop trying to indoctrinate children. All right, Chuck.
I love that people think that by reading a book, you can make a child like gay.
Reading a book, watching a movie.
That is the most asinine fucking thought I've ever like. Oh, I read this book. Now I just want to fucking bro. I just gotta go, dude. Like,
right?
That's how I get, dude. Anytime I'm feeling, anytime me and Natalie are like, kind of like, not doing anything, I'm just like, yo, I'm gonna read this book, and it's gonna make me just want to fucking raw dog some fucking penises. like, that's crazy. Like,
I know. So then I commented and I said, Chuck, nobody's trying to do that except for like the religious fanatics. And he said, yeah, I recall books describing sodomy and homosexuality when I was a child. Okay. I think Dr. Seuss did one. Horton sodomizes a who was bestseller. And they did the face palm emoji. And somebody else responded, which books describe sodomy? And he had commented, I'll put a pin in that. He did comment, but it did get removed. and it's funny because in his comment, he was like, oh, I've got to censor it so Facebook doesn't delete it. And it got deleted anyway. And here's my favorite part. All right, I'm going to read this comment. And it's not from the same guy. So Ike says, Levi, we had Playboy magazines in our shop class. The only boy who turned out gay in the whole high school was the only one that did not take shop classes. Looks like indoctrination works now, doesn't it? All right, Ike, let's pull the layers off of that for a second. Number one, what kind of fucking magical Playboys do you have that are turning people's sexuality around. Number 2, the gay guy wasn't in shop class. I am baffled. Just quite confused. I mean, especially in small town Nebraska. That's weird. Probably didn't want to fucking hang out with you losers. Especially since you thought Playboys would make him straight. Why the fuck? Why would he want to be around you? Thirdly, was there any ladies in your shop class?
Yeah.
Did those Playboys make them like women? I don't know. He never.
He never clarified.
No,
Well-
I just said. Oh, go ahead.
Were you in shop class?
Me?
Yeah.
I had taken shop class, but we didn't have any Playboys.
Oh, damn.
But I
see,
turned out straight, so I don't know.
I was never in shop class, and I didn't have Playboys either. So, dude, that explains why I think penis-shaped foods are the best foods, dude.
Just really like deep throating a banana. I said, Ike, sounds like you had a lot of people who didn't admit they were gay because of the fact that their classmates assumed that having Playboys around made them not gay. Smooth brain time. and then I went on to ask Chuck about the sodomy books because he never clarified. And I also said, the Bible does discuss sodomy, so should we prevent kids from reading that or no? And then he just assumed, since I brought up the Bible, that I was saying the Bible should be banned in schools, which is not what I said. Very, very clearly just said prevent kids from reading it. And he said, newsflash, they already did. Separation of church and state. Okay. And then I asked for references of what pages describe sodomy. And I said, I'm sure you got them earmarked. And then, so he said, sorry you are offended over your gotcha response being deflated. Maybe when you grow up and have a leg to stand on, you can come back. Until then, ignore the grooming. I'm sure you think it will work in your favor. And that was in response to me saying, I said, nothing gets by you about the church thing.
Yeah.
Nothing gets by you except that's not the point. Sorry you can't handle this adult conversation. Maybe when your comprehension goes up, you'd understand books are actually talking about certain things. You can do a book report on it if you like. And then he went like full tilt on an angry comment and said, I already answered that question to the lady that asked it, which, it got deleted. He said, I'm sure you'd love to read them to your nephew or neighbor in hopes of convincing them to play with you. So now I'm a pedophile, obviously.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah, I know. Who would have thought? And then, so this other dude comes in and says, there's no answer that you gave. So unless Facebook deleted it, we can't find it. And then went on to say you're kind of a fucking doucher for attacking somebody instead of like sticking to the conversation. And then here's the thing that he quoted from Brave Face, which is the book that's in the library.
Okay.
Parker unbuttoned his shorts and tugged them down around his knees. He rubbed his dick against my thighs maybe 3 or 4 times. His body stiffened, and then he came on the leg of my jeans. I gotta tell you, that's really not that bad. I read a lot of books in high school, and most of them were about like murdering people. I read Helter Skelter in high school, which describes in detail the Manson murders.
Yeah.
And guess where I checked that out from? The fucking library.
Dude, I forget what the story is called, but it was by Stephen King, but it was under his pen name, Richard Bachman, I think is what it was. One of the short stories was about this. It was called Rage, and it was about this school shooter. And I checked that shit out from the fucking library, and it like described in detail like the shit he would do, and then what he did during the shooting to people, and then it described in detail like bullets going through people's necks and shit. Like,
yeah,
I've never wanted
Richard
to murder
Bachman,
anyone.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then there's just a bunch of people dunking on this dude endlessly. But the funny thing is like how people will make this connection between a book existing and what indoctrination is somehow. Like, nobody's mandating you read it. You have to do a fucking book report on this. Like, it's just available. Now, if that's your issue about somebody coming on somebody else's pant leg and they say the word penis, I got fucking news for you, dude. Required reading in high school is full of just anarchy. Like, where you got to read Oedipus, where he fucks his mom, kills his dad, then gouges his own eyeballs out.
Yeah.
Romeo and Juliet, Suicide Pact, like. But obviously, those aren't a problem because it's just heterosexuality. Like, when you start breaking down these fucking arguments, oh, it's not really about the content because there's worse shit.
Oh yeah.
Like in fucking Canterbury Tales, which I think is a pretty mild story. They do talk about the knight in Canterbury Tales. I'm pretty sure raped somebody. Like, they use Old English words, so
Yeah.
it just doesn't just say he raped her. They make
He-
it sound.
He
they make
raped
it
her.
sound. they make it sound a little frilly, but still.
Yeah.
So anyway, people are dumb. I digress. You remember the other week when we talked about Nichelle Nichols, the Star Trek lady who died?
Yeah.
Turns out that's not Blind Al from Deadpool, by the way.
Oh. Damn. They look real
Different-
similar.
Different old black lady. I get it, man. No, but so she died, right? So you know what they're doing is they're taking her ashes into space, which is fucking tight.
Yeah.
The Star Trek lady. Yeah, they're gonna go for solar orbit in the I don't know when they're actually doing it, but they're putting it on this vessel that they're going to put it into space around the sun. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah. Are you sure
And
this is not her?
Yeah.
They look real similar.
Well, they're completely different people, but
Debatable.
I mean, you could type in Deadpool and then go to Blind Owl, and then you'll be like, oh, that's a different lady.
I don't have to look up anything. This is America.
I don't need to learn.
I just have to believe you're wrong.
Yeah. Speaking of learning, how do you feel about this student loan thing?
I mean, it's cool. I don't know, dude. Like, I have a very libertarian approach to life, I guess. Like, if it's not directly negatively affecting me, then I really don't care about it.
Yeah.
You know? And it's positively affecting me. Fucking Natalie's loan got, like, her shit's good to go.
Oh,
and
shit, yeah.
because she was still paying off her loan from from cosmetology school, so
Yeah.
it
Hell yeah.
actually positively affected us.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh-huh.
So for those of you who do not know, the Biden administration student loan debt plan is forgiving debt up to $10,000 if you didn't receive Pell Grants. So if you received a Pell Grant, you're in a lower socioeconomic bracket, so you make under a certain amount of money,
Yeah.
and then you get a Pell Grant, which is, I mean, most of the time, just the Pell Grant itself is not, you don't have to pay that back, but it does qualify you for bigger loans too. So if you get the Pell Grant, if you have received a Pell Grant, it's $20,000 if you went on Pell Grants, but just 10 if you didn't. So forgiveness only applies to those earning less than $125,000 solo income, or $250,000 for double income. So yeah. And then this is probably one of my favorite parts. If you have undergraduate loans, you can cap repayment at 5% of your monthly income as well.
Right.
Which, you know, that's one of the things that I think a lot of people are upset by, is how predatory student loans are. Like, you see these people who take out loans for, I don't know what kind of fucking schools they're going to, probably medical school because they're expensive as shit, but they have, like, you know, $135,000 in student loans.
Yeah.
And then, like, they've been paying on them for like 12 years and they've paid the interest, but they still owe more than what they took out originally. Like, it's insane. And
Yeah.
a lot of people are like, well, maybe you should have just, like, forced them to delete the interest or whatever. But, like, if they did that, you'd be just as mad, because you'd say, oh, the government shouldn't interfere with their fucking, with this or that. Like, so no matter what, you'd be mad. And then there's the people who are like, oh, really? So now taxpayers have to pay for these people's education, you're paying for it anyway. Like these companies are subsidized through the government most often, and how do they get that money? Oh, it's taxes. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Also, remember like every time like a big corporation had their fucking shit bankruptcyed or like funded through subsidies, or there's big corporations that have their loans forgiven. So
Yeah.
why aren't you like fucking postulizing on those instead of Susie and Joey who have $10,000 in loans, you know?
Well, I
It's
think
not even that much, which is crazy. Like,
yeah, it's a
why
really
would
low
you-
amount.
it's like just why? Like, it's so weird.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think to be fair, there's people that complain about that. Have every time that happens, like remember all the big bailouts that happened.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
what-
yeah.
I think people complained about it
2009.
just as much as they're complaining about this. But this has been such a big, like, hot button issue for so long.
Yeah.
People have been talking about doing something about student loans for so long that it's just like been talked about more. So there's like more people outraged, about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I think it's a good thing. I mean, obviously, there's people who have way more, but I mean, even $10,000, that's a big fucking chunk out of your shit, you know? Like, if you, I guess I don't really know, but I'm assuming what's a normal degree, like $4,000 a semester or something like that, five,
Well, I mean,
at like a university. Mine. So for my school that I'm starting tomorrow, but that's like a technical college, like a community college. That's 2,900 a semester. So, I mean, yeah, that if it was 4 years, it'd be about. If I was to do that, it would be like 10, but it's
yeah,
only a 2-year program. But so, these little things I think are important because it gets people who are already in a fucking shitty like thing. They're trying to get a degree because every fucking job requires a degree now,
yeah,
even when they don't need one. And it's like, okay, so you're forcing me to go into debt if I don't get a scholarship. If you don't get a scholarship, like because there's limited scholarships, you're not gonna get. Everybody's not gonna get one.
yeah,
And then add on to the top whatever your socioeconomic background is. Like you can't expect people to just fucking save, pay for everything on their own, and then work a job that's going to allow them to go to college, because those jobs are usually part-time, and guess what? Usually not the highest paying jobs.
yeah,
So now you want them to pay for all of their all of their own bills, all of their school, and like without taking out any loans, or otherwise it's just it's your fault. You shouldn't have taken out the loans. Like,
yeah. I think my brother, who just finished his master's earlier this year, he's like, I think it's somewhere in like the 60,000 range
Yeah.
in student loans he's taken out, like just about, and it's taken him years to get his master's, and
right.
yeah. And and a job like that they want you to have before he can ever start making any kind of real money to be able to pay that back, like,
Yeah.
substantially. He's gonna have to work like the lower paying jobs in his
Yeah.
field,
And then
so that he has
work
the
his way up.
experience to be able to get a job at a better place that lets him, make the money to pay those back. So like, yeah,
Right.
it takes years upon years. And if you don't get a degree, then you're stuck working
Those shitty jobs.
those dead end jobs, like that you're never gonna go anywhere. You're gonna like barely live paycheck to paycheck. Yeah,
Yeah, it's wild. Like, I don't know. It's just a whole fucked up system. And I saw something that was talking about how before before the government had subsidized student loans, like obviously it was cheaper to go to school.
Mhm.
And then it started becoming this like huge money making thing where it's like, oh, well, we can make this much money for the university and then also this much money for ourselves off of interest.
yeah,
So then tuition started going up at the same time as the interest rates started going up. And tuition goes up, then obviously the loan amounts are going to go up. And then you have a school and this is just my personal experience, but when I was when I was at the university that I went to, there's so many administrative roles when there doesn't need to be. And
Yeah.
that's how they're justifying like spending this money, because it's just like any other place where you have a budget and you want to set a certain budget, because if you go below it, you're gonna lose that the next year, and if you go above it, they're gonna force you to make cuts at a certain point. But like they're right in that spot where there's a bunch of people who don't really necessarily need to be there. Like you can have one person have more than one role. Call me crazy, maybe work a little harder, but
How
like
dare
you're
you.
expecting everybody else to do. So yeah. Anyway, I don't see it. I don't see a bad deal with it. I think everybody's rationale from it is pretty weak sauce, because it's the same argument they make about everything, and it's not even always true. Like
Yeah.
so whatever. I think that I do firmly believe that if you do anything positive, somebody will be mad about it.
Oh yeah,
Like,
you can never make everyone happy. Someone's upset about every decision that's ever made.
yeah. So fuck 'em. That's all I got.
That's all you got? Well then
Well, no, but that's all the time I got.
that's all the time. That's all the time I got.
See you
Let's
next
see.
Thursday.
All right, dude. Well, here we go. Billboard 200 top 10, debuting at number 1. Is that right? I feel like that's not right. I'm gonna reload this. I'm gonna refresh it. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Debuting at number 1, "Beautiful Mind" by Rod Wave.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see why you'd be confused by that.
Down from 1 to 2. Old Bad Bunny got dethroned.
Yeah,
He was definitely like on the way, right? Like to being.
yeah. Well, no, he'd gotten dethroned a couple weeks ago, though.
Oh, he did. That's
So,
right.
So that he moved his way back up, and then now he's back down.
Yeah, Un Vierno Sin Ti by Bad Bunny, and then at number 3, Renaissance by Beyonce. You have enough money. Go do something else. Go do anything else. All right.
But not money.
Debuting at number 4, Traumazine. I think I'm saying that right. By Megan Thee
Sounds right.
Stallion.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, the Stallion.
She's like the Ohio State. You gotta fucking
You got to really enunciate, huh?
yeah. You gotta hit hard.
Down from 2 to 5, The Last Slime Meadow.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think it's Lametto.
Yeah, okay. Young Boy NBA. Damn, dude. Whew. Down from 4 to 6, Dangerous to Double album, Morgan Wallen. Still in the top 10 though. Still counts.
Hey.
Down from 5 to 7, Harry's House by Harry Styles. Damn, dude. Up from 36 to 8, The Highlights by The Weeknd.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Down from 7 to 9, I Never Liked You by Future. Still hanging on. Just hanging on. And then down from 9 to 10,
Oh boy.
Sour by Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh,
Are you
man.
serious? You don't have better things to listen to? There's so much other music out there.
I'm
So
upset
much.
that Eminem only lasted a whole week.
Oh, really? He was in there last week?
Yeah.
He went all the way
Curtain
down
Call.
he went all the way down to 14.
Curtain Call 2,
Yeah.
which I haven't listened to, so maybe it's my fault. But anyway,
Dude, honestly, I haven't listened to Eminem in a very long time.
yeah, his music to be murdered by. There's 4 songs probably on that I listen to pretty regularly.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
the song he does with Ed Sheeran, Those Kind of Nights, that song just fucking puts me in a good mood. Like it's such a party bop. Like,
You're a party bop.
yeah. Party bop is in the house tonight. Oh boy. Is that it?
Yeah, that's everything, man.
Good job.
Some
Glad
shows
you could show up.
to everyone to watch. SEE.
Mm.
The 3rd season just started.
With Jason Momoa.
Dude, it's such a good show. Go watch it.
Yep.
The House of the Dragon.
Oh yeah. Game of
That
Thrones?
first episode of that is out. It's not bad. There's nothing like I didn't feel like there was anything like that was like, you know how most shows when they first start, that first episode's got like something that really like fucking sinks its
Yeah.
hooks in and keeps you.
Yep.
I think they're very much holding on to the fact that it's a spinoff from Game of Thrones to keep you interested.
Yeah. I mean,
but
I did see it had like a crazy high viewership though. For
Yeah, I mean,
debut.
it wasn't bad. You know, it is a
Yeah.
good show, but nothing really keeping you interested. I think that's really it. Oh, I burned through all of the Orville, which is Seth MacFarlane's like funny kind of version of Star Trek. There's 3 seasons of that out. Super good show. Watch it. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's it for what I've been
I've
watching
heard
lately.
good things about that.
It's really good. I like it a lot. But
Actually, I'm pretty sure Natalie told me to watch it the other day. Actually, she didn't tell me what to watch. She just said she sent a picture of that you guys were watching it
yeah.
and was like, "Do you have Disney Plus?" I said, "Yeah." And then she was like, "You should watch this." I'm like, "Is that the Orville?" She said, "Yeah." It's like, okay. I'm glad I could put the pieces together there.
Really. That was a roller coaster.
I know, right?
We want to thank our friends, the Dutch and Denver podcast, the No New Friends podcast, Kicking It with the Kellys, and the Remedy Room. Go to our Linktree, which is linktree/WOKPOD. Follow us on everything. Leave us comments on YouTube. We
Yep.
read them at the beginning of the episode if Levi
Yeah.
doesn't forget.
In case you didn't notice, we did it today. In case you forgot. I know it's been a lot, but do that, review us, share us with your friends, and all the things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Help us help you.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it. That's
That's
it,
it.
right?
Yeah, that's
I've
it.
had enough. Peace out, bitches.
Tip your bartender.